It was a dull, weary afternoon, the kind where even the breeze seemed too tired to move. On an old, uneven bench at the edge of a crowded street sat a man named Spiff. He was in his early 30s, yet life had painted years beyond his age upon his face. His eyes, once hopeful, were now dimmed with disappointment. His shirt was faded, his slippers worn thin, and in his pocket lay the last trace of his earnings, a single $100 note. Spiff had tried everything, working as a delivery boy, cleaning cars, lifting loads at the market. But no matter how hard he worked, all he gained slipped through his fingers like sand. Rent, food, medicine, emergencies, life was merciless. Holding his head in his hands, he whispered in frustration, "What kind of fate is this? Why wasn't I born rich? Why does money never stay with me?" His eyes burned with unshed tears. To him, the world seemed cruel and unfair. He reached into his pocket and pulled out that crumpled $100 note. Staring at it with a mixture of anger and sorrow, he muttered bitterly, "You, yes, you. I chase you every day. I wake up early, I sweat, I starve, and for what? You still leave me. Why don't you stay? You love the rich. You run to them and abandon the poor like me. Why?" As his voice trembled, people walked past him, busy with their own troubles. No one even glanced his way. He clenched the note in his fist and said, "Tell me what to do. How do I make you stay?" To his shock, a soft voice whispered back, "Spiff, Spiff." Startled, he looked around. No one was near him. "Who said that?" he asked in fear. The voice came again, gentle yet firm. "I'm here, in your hand." Spiff's heart pounded. Trembling, he looked at the note. You can speak?" The note sighed. "I always could, but you never truly listened." Spiff was stunned. "I blame you because you never stay," he murmured. The note replied, "I don't stay because you never make me work. You work for me, but you've never learned to make me work for you." Spiff frowned, confused. How can money work?" The note whispered, "Use me wisely, not carelessly. Spend me to grow, not just to survive. Invest me. Believe in yourself. I don't grow in pockets, I grow in purpose." Spiff sat still. For the first time he felt not anger, but thought. The note continued, "If you give me away for nothing, I will leave. But if you send me out with a mission, I will return with more." Something shifted inside him. His tears dried. His mind cleared. The note spoke one last time. "Take me, Spiff. Don't cry over me. Command me." Spiff stood up slowly, holding the note carefully. He walked to the small wholesale market nearby and bought a handful of colorful balloons. He had no plan except to follow that inner voice. It was scorching hot. Children played in the nearby park. Spiff filled the balloons with air and stood at the gate, calling out gently, "Balloons, bright balloons." At first, no one came. A few kids looked but walked away. Spiff felt doubt creeping in, until a small girl tugged her mother's hand and said, "Please, Mama." Within minutes, more children gathered. One balloon became 5, then 10. By evening, $100 had become 500. He stared at the new notes in disbelief. You really multiply," he whispered. It was as if they replied, "Send us again." The next day, he reinvested all $500. This time, he chose a busier spot near a temple. Children, travelers, street vendors, everyone passed through. He sold out again. That evening, 500 had become 5,000. No one knew, but that day, something greater than money returned to Spiff Hope. Weeks passed. Every dollar he earned he treated as a seed, not a fruit. He bought a small balloon inflating machine, then hired young boys who needed work. He no longer looked for jobs, he created them. People who once ignored him now greeted him with respect. One evening, while locking his small stall, a street boy approached him. "Baya, do you have any work for me? I haven't eaten since yesterday." Spiff saw himself in that boy. Without hesitation, he said, "Come tomorrow morning. We rise together." And so it began. Not only did he grow, he helped others grow. He saved enough to move his family to a decent home. His wife, who was talented in stitching, received a sewing machine from him. She began teaching tailoring to poor women. Every coin he owned now had a purpose. Poverty had not left him rich, it had left him wise. Months turned into a year. One night, Spiff sat on his bed, counting the day's earnings. He sighed, not from sorrow, but gratitude. He pulled out a $100 note and held it close. "You were right," he whispered. And in his silence he heard it again, not from the note, but from within. "I never hated the poor. I only go to those who know how to use me." A tear rolled down Spiff's cheek this time, a tear of understanding. This story isn't about a magical talking note. It's about perspective. Most people chase money. They complain when it leaves, accuse fate, blame others. But money does not grow in pockets, it grows in purpose. Like Spiff, each of us holds a $100 note in our lives. It might be a small skill, a simple idea, a hidden talent, or a quiet opportunity. Some people spend it and weep. Some invest it and rise. The true wisdom is not in earning money, but in multiplying purpose. Never curse what you have. Even the smallest note, idea, or skill can grow if you give it purpose. Money stays with those who give it mission, not emotion.